There comes a moment in life when the noise fades, the crowds vanish. The voices that once cheered, called, or criticized grow silent. It may be at 60, it may be at 70, maybe even at 80. You turn around, and suddenly, no one's standing next to you. Not your old friends, not your co-workers, not even some of the family members you thought would always be there. It's not that you did anything wrong. Life just moved on. People left. Some passed away, some changed, some just stopped caring. And now, there you are, standing alone, in the silence, in the stillness, with your memories, your regrets, your victories, and your time. But this silence isn't the end. It's the beginning of something most people never experience. True, pure freedom. But only if you know what to do with it. In this video, we're going to uncover 9 powerful principles, things you must follow if you ever find yourself in that moment. These aren't shallow tips, these are deep, soul-shifting truths. And the last one is the most important, so don't miss it. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Faith Wisdom, because here we bring you deep, real, and meaningful insights that can change the direction of your life. If you're someone who believes in growth, healing, and timeless wisdom, you've found your tribe. Let's begin. Number 1. Stop wishing the past could return. You see, one of the greatest traps people fall into in their later years is this constant longing for what was. You sit alone in a room and think about the days when the house was full, when phones rang more often, when your health was better, when you felt needed. But here's the truth. Wishing the past would return is like chasing smoke with your bare hands. It will leave you breathless, tired, and even more alone. Life is a river that only flows forward. And if you try to paddle backward, you'll drown in memories that no longer serve you. Instead, honor the past, but don't live in it. Every day you wake up is a new page. Don't keep rereading old chapters just because they were beautiful. Write a new one, start something today, even if it's small. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's mentoring someone younger. Life is still flowing through you. So don't sit and wish. Stand and build, because if you don't, your mind will become a prison of what-ifs, and that's no place to spend your golden years. Number 2. Forgive. Even if they never apologized, by the time you're 60 or 70, you've probably been hurt by a few people, some deeply. Maybe a partner betrayed you, a child disrespected you, a friend turned their back on you. And maybe they never apologized, they moved on. You're left with the wound. But here's the hard truth. Holding on to pain doesn't hurt them, it poisons you. You may think that keeping that anger makes you strong, that remembering the betrayal gives you some control, but it doesn't. It slowly kills your peace. So forgive, not because they asked, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Think of your heart like a garden. Every grudge is a weed that steals light, water, and energy from the flowers you're trying to grow now. If you want your remaining years to be full of peace, grace, and calm, you've got to clear out those weeds. Forgiveness isn't forgetting, it's releasing. Releasing the need for revenge, releasing the resentment, releasing the pain. Because the truth is, you can't move forward if you're dragging the past behind you. Number 3, speak kindly to yourself. Every day. At this point in life, the world may have gone quiet, but there's one voice that never leaves you, your own. The way you speak to yourself matters more now than ever before. Are you constantly replaying your failures, regretting missed opportunities, blaming yourself for things that didn't go as planned? Here's what you need to understand. Your mind is listening. every time you say, "I should have done better," or "I'm useless now," or "nobody cares about me," you are writing those beliefs deeper into your soul. But what if you flip the script? What if instead you started saying, "I did the best I could with what I had. I am still valuable, even in silence. My presence still matters." Words carry weight, and the ones you speak to yourself are the heaviest. So speak like you matter. Speak with love. Speak with compassion. Because even if no one else is speaking kindly to you anymore, you can and must do it for yourself. Number 4. Learn to be at peace with your own company. Here's a harsh truth most people avoid. If you don't enjoy your own company, you'll feel lonely even in a crowd. And when you're older and alone more often, that becomes painfully obvious. So now is the time to develop a friendship with yourself. Learn to sit with your thoughts without fear. Learn to take yourself for a walk, to read a book with a cup of tea and not feel like something's missing. Because when you reach that stage where there's no one left by your side, you'll quickly realize yourself is the only companion you're guaranteed to have until the very end. Take that seriously. Don't let silence scare you. Fill it with your presence. Start journaling. Start meditating. Start learning something new, even if it's through YouTube videos or audiobooks. Take long walks where you reflect and breathe deeply. You are not a burden. You are not useless. You are not invisible. You are alive, and life is still within you. Once you find peace with yourself, the silence becomes beautiful. The solitude becomes empowering, and the loneliness fades. Not because others return, but because you finally return to yourself. Number 5. Let go of the idea that love always means people stay. One of the most heartbreaking things people realize in later life is that love doesn't always mean forever. Children grow up and leave. Spouses pass away. Best friends move to another city. People drift apart, even when love was once very real. But here's what you must understand. Love is not measured by how long someone stays, but by how deeply they once cared. And yes, it hurts when they're gone. But their absence doesn't erase their presence from your story. You can love someone and still release them. You can remember someone and still move forward. When you cling to the idea that love means they must stay with me forever, you set yourself up for heartbreak. Instead, see love as something fluid, powerful, and sometimes temporary, but still beautiful. Think of the sun. It rises, warms your face, and eventually sets. You don't hate the sunset because it ended. You cherish it because it existed. So cherish your memories, but don't become addicted to them. Let love be a blessing, not a chain. Smile at what was, instead of crying that it's over. Because when you release this idea, you also release the pain. You stop blaming others for living their own journey, and you start walking yours with grace. Number 6. Create something that will outlive you. There's something deeply spiritual about the idea of legacy. At 60, 70, or 80, most of your life may be behind you, but that doesn't mean your impact is finished. Not even close. One of the most healing things you can do, especially when you find yourself alone, is to create something that will still whisper your name long after you're gone. You don't need fame. You don't need a fortune. What you need is something lasting, something meaningful, something that carries a piece of your soul forward. Maybe it's a book you start writing, filled with the stories, the lessons, and the wisdom only you lived through. Maybe it's a letter to your children or grandchildren, a family recipe book, a small garden you plant for your community, a poem, a painting. A bench you donate to a park with your name etched on it. Legacy doesn't need applause, it needs sincerity. Because when you feel like no one is by your side, the idea of contributing something timeless gives you a quiet strength. It reminds you that your existence has value, even if the world has gone quiet. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to know how it'll be received. Just trust that the love and intention you put into it will echo, through time, through people, through places you'll never even see. When your hands create, your soul breathes. And in those moments, you are no longer alone. You are eternal. Number 7, find a way to serve others. Quietly. When we think of service, we often imagine grand gestures. Volunteering in disaster zones, building schools, or starting organizations. But the most powerful acts of service in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, they're quiet, they're local, and they're full of heart. You may not have the strength to travel far. You may not be rich. You may not even be known in your neighborhood. But you do have something valuable to give. Your presence, your wisdom, your kindness. And right now, the world is starving for those things. Maybe there's a teenager in your building who needs a mentor. Maybe there's a struggling single mother who would love to talk to someone who's been through life. Maybe there's a lonely neighbor who would cherish a cup of tea and a story from you. Small acts of service done with great love bring life back to your soul. They erase the bitterness. They give you a reason to wake up. They reconnect you to humanity. And here's the hidden blessing. When you give, you often receive far more. A smile, a thank you, a hug, a new friendship, a purpose. Don't underestimate the power of service. When you're alone, serve. When you're forgotten, give. When you're tired, help. You will begin to feel alive again, not because someone came to save you, but because you discovered you still have so much to give. Number 8. Reconnect with nature and the present moment. In the rush of life, we often forget the quiet companionship of the natural world. But when everything else fades, when the phone stops ringing, when the children stop visiting, when your world grows smaller, nature remains. Go outside, sit under a tree, watch the birds, feel the breeze on your skin. Let the sun warm your face. These aren't small things, these are the eternal things. The things we came from. The things we'll return to. Nature doesn't judge you. It doesn't care about your past mistakes. It doesn't care how successful you were. It accepts you as you are, always. And in that quiet acceptance, something magical happens. Your heart softens. Your thoughts slow down. You begin to see the beauty in little things. A falling leaf, the curve of a flower, the whisper of wind through grass. And slowly, you start to come back to the present moment. Because here's the truth. Most suffering comes from either replaying the past or fearing the future. But in this moment, right now, there is peace, there is breath, there is stillness. And in that stillness you remember, you're still here, you still matter. So go for a walk, even if it's just to the end of the street. Watch the sky change colors. Listen to the rain. Let the earth hold you, reconnect. Not through screens, not through noise, but through the silence of creation itself. Number 9. Prepare your soul, not just your will. This one is very important. This is the one I need you to hear. Please don't skip this, because if nothing else reaches you, let this one touch your heart. You've lived, you've laughed, you've lost, you've carried joys and griefs, wins and regrets, and slowly, the time ahead is becoming less than the time behind. That's not something to fear. That's something to prepare for. But I don't mean just financially. I don't just mean writing a will or sorting documents. I mean preparing your soul. You see, there comes a point in every person's journey when they must ask the deeper questions. What did I do with my time here? Did I forgive? Did I love deeply? Did I let go of hate? Am I at peace with how I lived? These are not questions to be asked on your final breath. They are questions to be lived now, while your heart still beats, while your hands still move. Preparing your soul doesn't mean being perfect. It means being aware, being intentional, being grateful, and being open to healing. It means making peace with others, yes, but more importantly, with yourself. So write those letters you've been meaning to send. Say those apologies. Share your love. Release the shame. Open your heart to something greater than yourself. Whether you believe in God, the universe, or the spirit within, return to it. Talk to it. Listen. Walk with it. Because when the day comes, and it will, when you take your final breath, it won't be the money, the titles, or even the crowds you'll care about. It will be your soul. Is it light? Is it ready? Is it free? If there's no one left by your side, be sure of one thing. You are never truly alone if your soul is at peace. Call to action. You've made it this far, and that means something. It means you're seeking, you're growing, and your heart is still open. So, I invite you, right now, to do two things. 1. Reflect deeply on everything we've shared today. Don't just watch this video, live it. Let these words echo in your choices from this moment on. 2. Subscribe to our channel, Faith Wisdom. If this message touched your heart, if you felt seen, heard, or lifted, imagine having more like this week after week. This is your space, a place for healing, learning, and soulful wisdom. Join us, grow with us. Let's keep walking this journey together, because no matter your age, your past, or your loneliness, there is still wisdom to gain, still beauty to see, still life to live, and you're never truly alone when your soul walks in peace.